Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I will be sharing with you guys my first impressions on the latest Dior foundation. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So the foundation that I am speaking of and the latest foundation from Dior is called the Forever Skin Glow, which the box looks like this. Now the product itself, the packaging is a little different. So if you see right here, compared to the current foundations that Dior has, it's less of a square and more of a rectangle, if you guys can see. This is still 30 ml, which is a standard foundation quantity or size. It still comes with a pump. And one of the most striking differences is the glass bottle. It's a clear glass bottle. The current foundations of Dior are more like has a matte finish or not really a clear bottle. So in terms of packaging, that's the biggest difference. Quality of the pump, very good. Still like the usual quality that you would get from a Dior foundation. I'm just gonna read the brief description of what this foundation is. It claims 24-hour wear, radiant perfection, and skin caring foundation and lasting hydration. So in addition to just evening out your skin tone or being your typical foundation, this actually has skincare claims to it, which is kind of what differentiates it compared to the rest in the lineup of the Dior foundations, with exception to Capture Total Anti-Aging Serum Foundation, because that has skincare benefits as well. The skincare ingredients that they've added is pansy extract, which is like aids in water retention for the skin, and also rose hip extract, which is so exciting. It's an antioxidant, anti-pollution, so it protects the skin from external aggressors, which is, I think, absolutely amazing. This claims to be medium to buildable to full coverage, and I absolutely agree. I don't really like full coverage, so when you see the clip when I was applying this, that is only one layer. This is one layer of the foundation. I was already happy with the coverage it gave me, and I had very minimal. I had to use concealer very slightly, just on the areas that I like having more coverage in, which is the redness around my nose, some imperfections or scars that I have. But other than that, I rarely really had to use much foundation because it already gave me such even skin tone and perfect coverage. Honestly, I'm a medium coverage kind of girl. My skin type is combination. Now, I'm not going to do any check-ins in this first impressions, but I have used this foundation for a full day. And I did prime my skin, and I did set like what my usual regimen is. And one thing that really stood out for me is how, compared to the Dior Skin Star, which is the most recent kind of glow foundation, medium coverage that Dior has, it definitely is an improvement in the long wear. Like I hardly powdered, and because I'm combination skin, usually my foundation will start breaking down on my T-zone if it's so humid or I've worn it for such a long time or I have to retouch. But I did not have to do that day that I wore it for a whole day. Now, it's only been one day really that I've worn it for a whole day, so that's why for this video, it really is just a first impressions and information with regards to what the foundation is and yeah, how I feel about it. So the shade that I have and is a perfect match for me is 2N. The numbering system has changed from 1 to 4, I think, is the intensity and shade. And then you have like the undertone, you have W, which is warm, and which is neutral, C, which is cool, and then there's variations in between those. After the main undertones, which is warm, neutral, cool, you have hues as well, which is rose, olive, or peach, which is more like yellowish. So you'll encounter shades like 2WR or 2WP. My shade for Dior foundations is usually 21. So if you're a 21, I know that this is the perfect match for you, which is the 2 neutral. And this has a shade range that is very wide as well. In total of both foundations, there's 52 shades. When I first applied it, the very first day when I used it for a whole day, it was so reminiscent. It was like deja vu of Dior Skin Star in terms of the weight and the scent. I used Dior Skin Star for a very long time. It was my favorite foundation for a very long time, so I am very familiar with it, and it honestly, in terms of texture, weight, and scent, is identical. And what I like about the weight of this foundation as well is that it's not heavy, but the coverage is definitely there. Like, it's a true medium that I never have to relayer. Like, one layer, the way that I apply my foundation is perfect. I believe that this is even more of a more coverage medium than the standard medium coverage. I hope that makes sense. Like, it's already veering towards full, but maybe just a step down and without the weight. I definitely like the foundation. It is exactly up my alley. Like I said, a lot of the characteristics that I loved in Dior Skin Star is present in this foundation, but more than that is the long wear. That is one of the things that I really observed in the one day that I used it for the entire day. Now, with regard to the skincare benefits, because I haven't really used it as extensively, I'm guessing you'd probably have to use this at least for half a month or 2 weeks on a daily basis to really be able to see or observe improvements in the skin. But according to the test made on women, 97% of them recommend this foundation and claim that they did see an improvement in their skin quality, which is something that I am so excited to see for myself. Just to conclude my first impressions on this foundation, I think it's an amazing foundation. If you guys liked or were fans of Dior Skin Star, you will definitely like this. Most of the sites that already feature this foundation, there is a slide where they shade match you depending on the current Dior foundations or comparable to the current Dior numbering system that you have. And from my experience, it is bang on. Like, you can really trust the shade matching. I purchased this blindly because we did not have testers yet, and so I just followed what it suggested to me, and it is a perfect match. One of the things that I will also comment about the glow of this foundation, it's not disco ball irritating, like you look oily. For me, it's just not a matte. Like, it doesn't make your skin look dried out or like a matte finish, but at the same time, it's not extremely glowy where it's almost uncomfortable. Because some glow foundations I've tried, it's just extreme. Like, I'm not comfortable with it because it makes you look like a disco ball. This one is a good in between. So if you want a finish that makes your skin look healthy and not look covered up because it's a matte finish, this is the finish that Dior Forever Skin Glow is going to give you. I hope that was not all over the place, you guys. I hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening. Hi everybody, so I'm probably looking a little disheveled. I just came home from running some errands and I wanted to film my first impressions of the new foundation. So what I'm going to do now, what I did was I just ran errands and I barely put makeup on, and what I did was just take micellar water and remove my entire complexion. It was just like a moisturizer and some, I think, a very light coverage. I think I just put the Wet n Wild Beauty cushion just to step out, and then a little concealer. So we are going to apply, this is the new Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is how it looks. I'm going to apply this on camera and show you guys how it looks. And I'm going to apply it on bare skin. Like, I moisturized this morning, obviously, but I'm not going to prime my skin. So I don't know if that's a good idea, but I think it is. It's just going to show you guys how it really looks and the finish you get. I'm not gonna talk so much when I apply this, you guys, because I'm gonna give a first impressions, and sometimes my videos get really long. So I'm just gonna use a buffing brush, just one of my staple buffing brushes. Maybe this is not the right brush to use with it, but just want to show you guys the finish. And then I also have my beauty blender, my damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna use it to just like blend it in more a little after. I don't know if I'm seeing a difference. The mirror is so far. I'm just using the camera viewer. I'm gonna use a mirror so I can see more what I'm doing up close. Go to the center of the face. I usually like apply this way, like in small sections, and I dab it on my skin. I don't do it all together. And I do light layers. If I want to build, then I'll just build after. I'm going to change the brush to a smaller brush. So that's the first layer, you guys, and honestly, I stop with the first layer. I don't like full coverage. I don't like building it up if it's not necessary. This is already medium actually, and then I usually will come in and spot conceal certain areas. So for foundation, I just do one layer. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just with my damp beauty blender. Regardless of what foundation I use, I always do this step. I never skip this step. I think this is the secret to making the foundation one with your skin. So I just kind of stamp it in. And it has to be damp. It bounces off the skin, and I think it just like seals the or binds the foundation to your skin. Okay, so you guys, this is how one layer of the Forever Skin Glow looks. So this is the finish of the foundation, you guys. I thought I would just turn on the camera again. It's been like a couple, maybe like 15-20 minutes since I applied it. I haven't set it yet with anything or any powder, and the lighting has changed a bit because the sun has gone down a bit, and I'm filming. On this side I have natural light, and I have warm and cool lights just around. I don't have a ring light right now, and unfortunately on my right side I don't have natural light, but here you can see, and I don't know if you can see how the finish is. Definitely it's not matte. I don't know how much glow you can see, but it's not super glowy, but I can see from the viewfinder when the light hits my skin that it's not matte and there's a bit of a sheen to it.